Atlantis, Zebul, the fishermen, brine, deserters, trench, and the Lost Nation. These 7 kingdoms make up a rich, complex undersea world, with mysteries waiting to be revealed to surface dwellers for the first time. I'm Dolph Lundgren, and I play King Nereus of Zebul in Aquaman. The myth of Atlantis has inspired storytellers for centuries, and its effect has been profound on the world of comic books. In the 1940s, the original incarnation of DC's Atlantis was just deserted ruins, discovered by Arthur Curry's father. Only later were we introduced to a thriving, futuristic Atlantis, a majestic kingdom with a more personal connection to Aquaman. Now, James Wan has reinvented Atlantis for a new age. To create such a vital and revelatory environment, he combined historical legends with the DC Comics canon and added his own incredible vision. James Wan's kingdoms are so compelling because they have history. They're established nations with deeply felt roots and traditions. In the time before the Great Fall, ancient Atlantis was a culture on the verge of a digital revolution, but their civilization was inevitably doomed to crumble under its own might. After the Great Fall, the kingdoms broke into separate realms, each with a unique history, society, and aesthetic. Imagine diving thousands of feet below the surface, gliding past undiscovered ancient ruins, then cresting a ridge to behold the shining city of Atlantis. Its 400-foot walls and looming plasma cannons guarding a gateway to a mysterious new world. Modern Atlantis became a thriving, industrialized metropolis with hordes of vehicles speeding along aquatic highways. Like their ancestors, they're dedicated to technological advancement and the consolidation of power. And they have a ring of fire. None of the other kingdoms have a ring of fire.
I never thought I'd see the day when my own father would bow before the king of Atlantis.
We never get a look at the kingdom of Zebul in the film, but as its king, I have the inside scoop. Zebul has a long history in the comic books. It began as an otherworldly dimension where Mera ruled as queen. But as the comics were updated, Zebul became a prison colony under Atlantis' control. In the film, Zebul is the sister kingdom to Atlantis and his chief rival. To be honest, we might be able to take him in a fair fight, but we've always preferred politics to all-out war.
Violence has always plagued the surface. They will destroy themselves.
Zebul may be less warlike than Atlantis, but they're even more enamored with their royalty. So, of course, my people love their king, but I think they may love Princess Mera even more. The Fisherman Kingdom is a peaceful, intuitive culture whose fish-like physical evolution is the source of mankind's mythical stories of sirens and mermaids. Their architecture has a Gothic feel, which is fitting for their more philosophical, poetic way of life. The fishermen are less interested in the domination of the ocean than coexisting with it. That is, until King Orm and I persuade them otherwise. Choosing to harness the power of undersea lava flows, the brine have taken on the attributes of massive armored crustaceans. The tribe has been toughened by constant heat and pressure due to their proximity to the Earth's core and the extreme depth of their kingdom. In many ways, the brine are the opposite of the fishermen. This warrior race has the strongest military of all the kingdoms, and they value a show of force over negotiation, which is why Orm gathered the might of all the other kingdoms before attacking them.
Death to the Atlantean hagfish!
The deserters were the weapon builders of Atlantis. Since they'd already separated from Atlantis before the Great Fall, they survived that initial cataclysm only to succumb to its after effects. Cut off from the majority of their civilization, and coping with a rapidly changing climate, the deserted kingdom sank under a different kind of deluge, an ocean of sand. Their colossal machinery and statues of great warriors are all that remain of their once great culture.
This is the Hall of Armory, where the legends say Atlantis' trident was forged.
The Trench Kingdom, if one can call it a kingdom, is a nightmarish world shrouded in darkness. This devolved, beast-like race was created by Jeff Johns for his new 52 reboot of Aquaman, and James Wan jumped at the chance of creating an even more horrific version of them. The Trench fell further than any other faction, shunning the advancement of their species and instead regressing to an animalistic form. They make their home in the Mariana Trench, the deepest natural point in the ocean, clinging to the craggy walls and scavenging for flesh. But they'll pop up to the surface if they can sense a tasty morsel or two. The headless statue among the Council of Kings is the only clue we have about the mysterious lost nation. Who were they? Where are they now? Perhaps we'll meet them in the future. With Aquaman, James Wan is giving us a visionary take on an ancient world. We've seen the kingdoms of the seven seas rise, fall, and rise again. And still, it feels like its story, and Aquaman's, has only just begun.